So can you just start off saying what actually happened to you?
Well, my friend was sort of with a girl, and they had obviously, I don't know, exchanged photos or videos, and then, out of the blue, he obviously sent me some sort of screen recording or something of her, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't ask him to send it to me, and I opened it, and that was that. That was the end of it. I left it at that. And then a few days later, the girl who I was also close with at the time informed me that he had been showing it around, and I sent it to her, and I sent it to her. I said, "Is this the one? Is this it?" And she said, "Yeah." And I sort of tried to comfort her, and I said, "Oh, really sorry about that." And I thought that was it, really. And then quite a few months later, my mum got a phone call and said that I need to come up to the police station.
Did they tell you, Mum and you, why you had to come to the police station?
For distributing child exploitation.
And so when your friend originally sent you that message and you opened it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you closed it, did you look at it again? Did you go through and have a look at it a couple of times, or did you send it to anyone else, or just that back to the person who was actually in the video?
No, I never. I opened it up and I completely forgot about it until she told me that that it was being spread around, and then I sent it to her and her alone, just purely not to take the as a joke or anything. I sent it to her and I was quite serious. I was like, "Is this what the one you're talking about?"
And did you at any point know what that meant by having that on your phone, or having that, or sending it back to her?
No, I was really quite unaware. I sort of didn't understand. I sort of knew that those sorts of photos were bad in a sense that, like it's almost bad for your reputation, and you could really, and bad for yourself. But I didn't actually know that what I was doing by sending it to her and asking her if it's her was actually against the law. I didn't realise. I thought I was actually doing her a favour, but I was doing more harm than good. Didn't really think that telling anyone would really help, and I guess it's a bit embarrassing to tell your parents or anyone about that kind of stuff as well.
And so then when you went to see the police, how was that process? Like, who went in with you, and what happened?
My mum went in there with me, and the police just asked me questions regarding the issue. They were really nice and really comforting, but there's only so much one can do. But obviously I still felt really nervous, really scared, really uneasy. Didn't know what to expect, but they did the best they could.
And when you found out that it was all of this police interview was because of what happened, that your friend had sent it to you, and you said that you didn't ask him to, how did that make you feel when you found out that you were at a police station for that?
I mean, at the time, obviously, I just felt I was just more overwhelmed than anything. I was sort of scared and uneasy, but sort of later I was just kind of really annoyed that I was in trouble for something that I really didn't intend at all. I was kind of annoyed that I was sort of in trouble for something really that I'm not really that involved with.
And so could the police tell that you'd sort of not distributed it any further, but you'd sent the message back to her asking, "Is this it?" And
well, yeah, they did. They determined that there wasn't any malice in my actions, and that I was sort of just trying to help. Although trying to help or not, still, unfortunately, I broke the law.
And so what ended up happening with you with the police? Did you, were you charged? Or did you get a caution? What happened?
I got a, I can't remember what it's called. It's like a warning, and they sort of read you the rules, and yeah, just for future reference.
Mhm. What would you have done differently when that boy sent you that?
Well, you know, as embarrassing as it would have been, I probably would have told someone. Hard as it would have been, I guess it would have been the right thing to do, and then he would have hopefully gotten in trouble before it would have been distributed further.
What do you think people in either, say, in the government should do now to help kids understand how quickly they can get into trouble even when they don't mean to with this stuff?
Well, I think probably the best solution is to, you know, a bit more education about it. Possibly even maybe coming out to schools, you know, like information sessions, just sort of outlining the law and, you know, what's actually a breach of the law, you know, and, you know, making sure people understand that whether you mean well or not, you know, it's still the law's the law. And making sure parents are open to, you know, like try push past the initial maybe anger if their kid's involved in it, and just look at how they can, you know, move past it without causing further, you know, pain for whoever's involved.
What's a way we can get information out about it?
Go out to schools, get young people out to schools, possibly even people that have maybe even been through it, and, you know, share their experiences, because I for one know that, you know, when you hear about these things you think, oh, it'll never happen to me, or that, you know, they'll never find out, or whatever the case is. But if you really hear real stories, I think, and then what's happened to those people, I think it can really put things into perspective.
And what about parents? What do you think parents need to do to help their kids better?
I would say just making sure that they're open to their kids, you know, open to, rather than, you know, sort of, if your kid tells you something about something bad that's happened on the internet, instead of going, oh, why'd you do that, or what's all this about, then, you know, first of all listening, and then understanding, and just being there to listen, and then knowing what to do, what's the next step after that.